He's only 0.07 seconds off.
Fight.
Yo guys, what is going on? It is Vedant. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please be sure to like and subscribe. That is always very much appreciated. Today, I wanted to go over one of the biggest and fastest track meets I've seen in 2020 so far that happened over this past weekend. Some crazy times were dropped, guys. I'm sure you'll love it and enjoy it. So please be sure to stick to the end of the video and watch all of that. And guys, I also have some good news and some bad news. The good news is I kind of figured out how the GoPro settings work a little bit better. So I think that'll be a little more helpful for my video creations and stuff like that. Bad news, guys, is that I had a slight fever. The highest it reached was a 100.3 degree fever, but it stayed around the 99s, high 99s for the most part yesterday. So yeah, guys, please be sure to be safe, be careful out there, and just be protected. I hope none of you guys are putting yourself in danger like that. I think I'm fine, but I don't really know for sure. Maybe that'll come out in another video. I don't know for certain though. But yeah, guys, without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright guys, so today I'll be going over the top 3 performances, in my opinion, over this past weekend. So the name of this meet that happened over the past weekend was called the Desert Dream Last Hurrah Invitational, I believe. The meet happened over in Arizona, and there were 146 elite performances, which is an astonishing number for a track meet. And this happened over June 12th and June 13th. So as I said earlier, I'll be going over my top 3 performances in my opinion. Coming in at number 3, we have the girls' 3200 meter race. The winner of this race was vanderkooi, is how I think you say it, and she ran a 10:02 in the 3200 meter, which is a really fast time. Not only that, but she is only a sophomore in high school, and I'm pretty sure she set the sophomore national record for the 3200, but I'll have to check again for that. There was a 23-second gap between her and second place, which is an enormous gap. That's probably around 120 to 150 meters of distance between her and second place. I believe that she probably has a potential sub 10 if she had a little bit better competition in this race. She also ran a 4:49 in the same exact meet this year, so all around she's running super fast times for sophomore girls high school running. And she also had a big improvement as a freshman from 10:33, which is still really fast, up to a 10:02, which is also extremely fast. So sophomore record, big improvements. So she performed really well, but I feel like there's better performances out there. As we saw from a few weeks before, Bryn Brown also ran a 9:39. That's why I'm putting it at number 3. I don't mean to discredit her, so yeah. My number 2 performance from this past weekend would probably be the boys' 3200 meter. And here is why. The winner of this race was actually a freshman. His name is Garrett, and he ran a 9:08, which is an astonishing time for a high schooler, much more a freshman. He comes in at number 6 in all-time freshman history for the 3200 meter run. And this, according to MileSplit, is his first 3200 meter run ever in a competitive race. Guys, that is a really crazy time for running your first 3200 meter, and he's only a freshman, guys, so the amount of potential this kid has is crazy. Obviously, he came in at first. The second place finisher was only 1 second behind, so as you can tell, he had better competition than last race, but still, it was a really good race. I believe he definitely has that sub 9 potential as a sophomore, which, you know, brings a lot of value to him and is really impressive. The number 2 freshman athlete also ran in this race, and he ran a 9:23, and he's number 2 in the nation compared to him. So the 15-second difference is a really massive difference between number 1 and number 2. He also ran a 4:22 in the mile, which is also a really impressive time as a freshman. He's only 0.07 seconds off, so 7 centiseconds off of Leo Young's time, who is Nico Young's brother, as most of you know. So yeah, really crazy stuff. He has a lot of potential, and that's why he's earned the number 2 spot on this list. And coming in at the number 1 spot, the best race over this past weekend, in my opinion, would have to be the boys' 800 meter run. Now I know I'm a little biased towards this run because, let's face it, I love this race. The 800 meter is my favorite race to watch because it's so filled with tactical strategies and all that sort. So it's really a favorite race to watch, but this race was really intense, guys. And the times were extremely fast. The first 2 finishers were the fastest time in the nation for sure. And I think that the winner was completely slept on, in my opinion. I didn't even hear about this this guy before. So the winner of this race was John Lester, and John Lester is a junior from California. So most people believe that it was between Cruz Culpepper and Darius Kipiego. I believe that's how you say his last name. I have to admit, I also thought that Cruz Culpepper would take the win in this one, but the results came out a little more unexpected than we thought. So John Lester won this race in a 1:48.26, a really fast time. And not to mention, he's only a junior in high school. So maybe next year we could end up seeing a 1:47, which would be absolutely nuts. Like that is almost a professional time, guys. So if we see that next year, that will be mind-boggling, I guess is the word to say for this instance. So yeah, he won by a quarter second from Cruz Culpepper, who ran a 1:48.5 in this race. And for John Lester, that is a 4-second PR, which is absolutely massive, especially in that level. There's a big difference between a 1:52 and a 1:48 in the 800. So, you know, that's a big difference, a big improvement. And honestly, that's a great race for John Lester. I believe that's one of the top 3 times in high school history, but I'll have to check back on that again. I can't confirm that for sure. And I don't mean to like discredit John Lester's race, but Cruz Culpepper actually did something pretty insane for himself right before the race. Less than an hour before the race even started. He actually paced the professional race less than an hour before this race even began, and he ran a 2:01 while pacing. So pretty insane stuff from Cruz Culpepper, and he runs a 1:48 right after that. That's almost like a workout of itself. So could he have run better? I think so. 1:48 is still a very impressive time. And I've also heard that Cruz Culpepper will be running a pro mile against other professionals in altitude, I believe in Colorado, later on in the summer. So this earns number 1 for the fact that, you know, the race was super close and the winning time was outstanding, one of the top 3 times ever to run in the US. So before this meet, I definitely think that Cruz Culpepper was a lot more slept on than I would have imagined. I mean, I didn't hear his name as much, I just knew the fact that he ran a 4 flat, which is obviously an extremely good time, and he ran that earlier in this season. I think he definitely has the 800 speed now. 1:48, you know, it's super fast. Leo Doshba ran a 1:51 800 before he broke 4 in the mile. So, you know, he definitely has that potential in my opinion. He's also run a 4 flat, and he's in the best shape of his life. He has the good 5K aerobic base to carry him through. So, you know, he has a lot of good things going for him, and I really think he has the chance to break 4 in the mile later over the summer. So guys, I'll wrap up this video. If you did enjoy, please be sure to like and subscribe. That is always so appreciated. And yeah guys, that'll be the end of this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.